to like provide value to the people who are holding that project. So like the art is cool and shit, right? Stop changing my sweaters on my fucking apes. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just riding with the project because that man's a goat. All right, can you guys confirm? Are we live on YouTube? Okay, we should be live. Welcome back, everybody. Another Thursday live trading stream hosted by Chart Addicts. It's great to see you guys. This stream is also sponsored by TradingView, the #1 charting platform in the world for traders. You guys can use the link below to get your premium TradingView account. I'm going to show you guys the pairs I'm looking at. I'm going to show you guys the trades I'm already in. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat, and let's get the show on the road. Also, we do this trading stream every single Thursday, so welcome or welcome back to all of you guys. It's great to have you on the stream with us. My name is Roy. I'm the co-founder of Chart Addicts, and I mostly trade indices, US equities, but I'll also include some Forex pairs whenever I see a longer term opportunity. So NASDAQ, Euro USD, and USD JPY are the main things I'm looking at, and I'll also go through some pairs for the people in the chat here. So NAS 100. The way I've kind of split up this chart and structured this is we have the demand zone down here around 10,800, supplies up here at 11,600. And then everything in the middle is just sort of like, this is my secondary support, my secondary resistance. You guys can see, I drew this like 3 or 4 weeks ago, this zone here. We were able to take shorts last week. I got stopped out on shorts over here. There was longs earlier this week. We took longs yesterday morning for this candle right here for 80 points. And then today, I'm waiting for price to either break above or continue to reject so we can short or we can go long. So my main priority here is, my bad, let me go ahead and mute this chat. Yeah, my main priority here is just to be able to identify if price is going to break above the zone or stay below. That's my whole job today, and not to rush it. So if price gets up to this area up here where all these wicks are, it then starts to reject and closes below my zone, then I'm going to take a short position all the way down to 10,750. So the overall trend for indices is still bearish. There's not a lot of good news coming out just in terms of US economy and people spending and corporate earnings or anything like that. And so I'm still bearish on the markets. So pretty straightforward. We had a middle of the week retracement. There's 2 scenarios. The first scenario is that we remain below the zone and we short. The second scenario is that we close above and then we start to form a new floor. If we do, then I can see a push up to the supply level at 11,650. And 11,650, we can short all the way back down the range. All right, so the 2 options are, if we can stay below the zone, we short it from here. If not, we wait till it gets to this higher level. Let me know in the chats, put an emoji, put a number, put anything in the chat if that makes sense. For NASDAQ, pretty straightforward, higher time frame. Yeah. Are we good, people? I know there's more than 8 people on this call. Come on. Altia got it. Renzo got it. Hook Me Up got it. I wonder who that is. Bands got it. Gustavo got it. Christian got it. All right, cool. All right, next pair. USD JPY. We've just been trading this thing along. Pretty simple. I spoke about the fundamentals earlier before we started recording. Dollar is bullish. Yen is very bearish. So as long as that trend continues, then UJ should continue to the upside, even though we are in extremely high territory. Like we're pretty close to the 150 key level. This is when, like the higher you go into a trend, especially when you're in all-time highs, the closer you are to the top. We don't want to guess where the top is, which is why we're trading the momentum. But at some point, sellers are going to step in. I'm in the camp of the trend is your friend until it ends. And so I'm just going to continue to trade this bullish momentum up until bears step in. So pretty straightforward. We took longs last week. We took longs at this entry. We took longs on Monday on the live call. And then yesterday, I took a long position on the retest. We had one more push overnight that came in, and then we had a retest this morning. And so the re-entry that I took was this higher low. Can this thing crash through? Potentially, but as long as prices continue to make higher lows, I'm going to stay in this trade and catch the continuation. All right. Ideal entry is 149,750. All right, last but not least, well, not last, but this is last for me. Euro USD. Obviously, we've been consistently bearish. We're just trying to catch these pullbacks. I was waiting for the 78 entry, but we had a little bit of a rejection here at the 61. That could be the high. So if price continues to make lower highs, then we can short somewhere near the 61%. But if price starts to create this floor here, then I can see us coming all the way back up to 0.995, this whole area of supply right here, and then we can short from here. So I'm going to see how price reacts. It's too early for us to start shorting. So those are the two scenarios. I want to see it come up to the 78, and then we can short. Or if it just breaks through, we can catch a pullback here and short this thing to the downside. So very bearish on Euro USD. Just kind of waiting for this thing to continue its overall trend. I'm checking the chat here. We look good. How's YouTube looking? Oh, YouTube's solid. Okay, what up, what up, what up? This was frustrating. I got my stop loss hit yesterday, and I called a signal. This thing basically hit stop loss by a few pips and then ended up recovering. The Japanese yen still extremely bearish, and that's why I'm so bullish on GJ. That's why I'm bullish on USD JPY. That's why I'm bullish on basically most of the JPY pairs. Pretty straightforward here. Dollar pairs, this is pretty self-explanatory. Massive bullish trend. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So we got this inverse head and shoulders here. Looking for a push to the upside and a continuation. And so you guys let me know in the chats real quick. This is a pop quiz for the Thursday live streams. If the dollar's bullish, give me two instruments that are going to be bearish. If the dollar's bullish, what can you sell? What can you short to make money? I'm expecting the Chart Addicts crew to have this done. They're saying EU, GU, gold. There we go. Let's take a look at gold. So as the dollar's been bullish, gold has been going down. Gold's been consistently bearish. This thing could pull back a little bit more, probably 1642, 1647 before it drops. Not a big gold trader, so take that with a grain of salt, if I'll be honest. But the overall direction is correct. So if the dollar is going to climb, gold is going to drop, Euro USD can drop, GBP USD bearish. Oh, breaking news, everybody. Forgot to tell you guys. Liz Truss, Prime Minister of the UK, has resigned today. So Liz Truss basically succeeded Boris Johnson. Everyone knows Boris. They were both conservative, and that was kind of the policy for the UK for a long time. GBP has been bullish. basically off the fact that they have a very conservative monetary policy, while Europe is doing the opposite. Europe is printing their currency like crazy. GBP was doing the opposite. So by Liz Truss resigning, and she just resigned because apparently she released her financial plan and it was like a fucking disaster. And I don't know, I'm still reading into this. She's only been in office for 6 weeks. All right, give me 1 second here. Just, I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party. 6 weeks. What'd you say?
They need Boris back, bro.
Bro, they do. They went through Brexit for this. All right, so it looks like so far the news has been bullish for the pound. Let me look at the pound across the board. GBP AUD, no change. I mean, I wouldn't say this is bullish. Less than 1% on the day. No, nothing crazy. GBP JPY. Yeah, not a crazy move. Less than 1% on the day. I'm not actually sure if it's going to be bullish or bearish for the economy. I know that as long as a conservative is in office in the UK, then you're generally going to have bullish GBPs because they're just by having a more conservative monetary policy, by having a tighter monetary policy, the value of the currency goes up. That's why the dollar is climbing because we have a tight monetary policy here in the US. So if they elect a liberal person, then we can see all the pound pairs just completely get crashed because they're going to start printing just like Europe is. So that wouldn't be a pretty good scene. If they elect another conservative, I guess it would just be a question of, are they more conservative than Liz Truss? Boris was very conservative. Liz Truss claimed to be conservative, but she's like, kind of. So if they elect somebody who's a lot more conservative with monetary policy after this, then I think that we're going to see yen the GBPs fly. If they elect a liberal, we'll see GBPs crash. So we'll keep an eye out for that for the next probably 4 or 5 hours. All right, it's 9:30. Market is opening. I'm keeping my eye on Euro USD, USD JPY, and NAS 100. USD JPY, we're already in these longs. Price is creating a higher low here, and let's see if we can get a push up at the market open. Euro USD starting to crash. I want to see price fall below this line, and then we can retest right here at 0.978. And so if we can get a break of this structure right here and kind of like a shift in the momentum, bearish, then we can put a sell limit right here at 978, and we can short this thing all the way down. So still waiting on NAS. I still haven't taken any entries on NASDAQ yet. I usually don't trade the market open. What I typically do is I'll wait 30 minutes to 45 minutes after the market open, and then I'll take a trade after it kind of like gave us a direction. So can we go through US 30? US 30 for some reason just really, I don't know, doesn't look too good. There's a clear range here. We have lows and highs. I'm going to make my intraday zones purple here. So we're kind of in the middle of this zone. It's retesting to the upside. So like it could come back down for one more test before it pushes up. If I'm going to be completely honest, here's the only trades I would take on U30. I would either buy at the 78 down here at 30,300. All right, but that's a long ways away. That's about 100 points from here. So it'll come back down. And the second one is I would like to short from 30,600. So just trade the range on this one. Trading in the middle of the range is always the riskiest. This is where most of the, it's a neutral zone. It's not really a buyer's or a seller's zone. So this thing could push up from here, or it could continue to drop to a lower level. I would much rather wait for a buy here or a sell here. No trades yet on NASDAQ. No trades yet on NASDAQ. I'm looking for price to come up and reject the 78 and 88 area, then to close below the 38 fib. So below 11,095. We get a push up here. We close below the 38 fib. Then we can short all the way to the downside. Or honestly, we could probably short from the 88 fib if we see a rejection. Little wick entry. It swipes down. We close the trade with 80 points and we're done for the day. Roy, you know why JPY pairs are wild right now? Is the yen in trouble? The yen is always in trouble. It's been in trouble and will remain in trouble for years. Okay, here's the yen basket. We were consolidating for about 2 weeks. And then we've just had a clear break outside of that zone. And plus, just look at the past few years. Not good, my man. Not good. UJ is still forming higher lows. It's going to be pretty slow. I think UJ is probably going to move around where London session closes, like towards the middle of New York, around 11 a.m. So that's about an hour and a half from now. So that's kind of when I'm going to check back on UJ for real. Okay, so far on NAS, I see a nice rejection here. This could be a good entry if we hold below the zone. But patience pays on NAS. Patience pays. I want to know more about this list trust thing. Also, guys, give me one quick second. I'm going to go grab something to drink. If you guys have any pairs you want me to go through, this is going to be the time to put them in the chat.
Yo, Jordan. Are you in the long for indice? I can't hear you.
Bro, honestly, I'm still kind of waiting
Yeah.
because I'm still seeing like that little head and shoulder on the 5-minute pattern. It's an inverted head and shoulder to the upside, but I do know that it wants to short down. Like it needs to finish shorting.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was thinking too.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna be patient because I could tell it's playing and it's looking like it's trying to buy up instead.
Yeah, at least the 15 minutes candle got to close.
Yeah, definitely.
Somewhat of a bullish move.
Yeah, with that 15 minute, at least on US 30, it gave us a shooting star, no?
Oh shoot. Oh shoot.
Jordan, you want to show your screen real quick?
Yeah, sure, why not? Ideally, I would want, okay, you guys can see it. Yeah, ideally, I would want this to come up to the negative, to the 61.8 rejection on the fib. However, I'm just seeing that this candle pattern right here on the 15 is getting us a shooting star, but I really want to see what this 30-minute does. It's giving us this wick to the upside. I'm seeing that it's probably going to go bearish. The next candle is going to open, give us a second wick to the upside and respect this 38.2. So still waiting on that and seeing exactly what it wants to do, because it's still indicating that it's going to sell off, right? And these are just consolidating candles on the 4-hour. I really want to see what this 4-hour does. So the 10 o'clock candle is going to open now in the next 22 minutes. So I'm just waiting. I'm being patient, guys. Like, I just don't want to force any trades here or anything. We're in this consolidating area. We have this little, like, see my moving average, where is it? In the bottom. That's in the bottom. We're still above the moving average. We're crossing it here. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna respect this trend that we have going on here. So I really feel like it's just gonna be respected.
I'm gonna see one more push up.
That's what I would want, that push to that 61.8. But for it being the 930 candle, huh?
Yeah. So it's just looking real choppy, honestly.
Yeah, for it being the 930 candle, that indecisive candle that it's giving us to both sides, the wick is pretty much even to both ends.
You know, the one thing I didn't do this morning is check Forex Factory. Let me get the rock back. Let me get the screen real quick. I appreciate you, Jordan. Oh, you got it up already. Oh, even better. Okay, unemployment. That's what it was. So unemployment claims 214, better than expected. So less people filed for unemployment insurance than what they expected, which is good. If too many people are filing for unemployment insurance. And the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index is negative. So that's not really a big deal, but this is the third manufacturing index. There was the Richmond Manufacturing Index, then the Empire, which is the New York Manufacturing Index, and now the Philly Manufacturing Index, all coming out very negative. The manufacturing sector is getting absolutely hit. So all of these indices are basically like a survey of all the like 30 or 40 of the top manufacturers in Philly, in New York, in Richmond. And it's basically like a sentiment measure of how they feel about the economy. This ends up translating to the consumer in about 2 or 3 months. And the markets are forward looking. So when they're going to take this news as negative. Yeah, it just keeps piling on. The negative news keeps piling on.
Telling you, this look at the 5-minute, guys. So yes, the RSI is a lagging indicator, but notice how it still hasn't touched on the 5 minutes. Still hasn't touched this oversold section down here. It usually touches it. So this is exactly what I'm waiting for. It's trying to entice people to buy it up right now, right? So this is why it's giving us these bullish candles. But again, we know that it's going to hit probably the 61.8 and then reject to the downside. That's why I have an alert there. It's a wick. It's an area of interest. It's also an area where it created as a support and then rejected up. So again, like, this is kind of little things that we're looking at, that we're waiting for. It's called being patient.
All right, let me get the screen. Let me get the screen. I'm back itching. But that's the truth. Patience, especially at the market open, is important. So the reason that we show up early to the market is because you kind of want to have a handle on what's happening on the chart before things start going crazy. I don't typically get like any clear indications of entries until after 10 a.m. So the first 30 minutes of the market open, there's a lot of market open trades that get executed. Tons of selling, tons of buying. There's call options, there's sell options. There's so many things happening at the market open. So you'll tend to see a lot of whipsaws and movement. But then 30 minutes to 45 minutes after, then you're going to get like a retest of a certain area and a clear indication of a trend. That's usually going to be the trend of the day or the move of the day. So the priority for me is to be patient and to get here early so I can start to get the rhythm of the market, start to get a handle over which zones are being respected. And then after that 30 minutes, 45 minutes after that's done, we kind of have a clear execution, go in there, take a trade, get out, and don't overstay your welcome. Don't forget, this is the market maker's house. We are just visiting, and we're definitely not here to overstay our welcome. Someone asked, can you share your fib settings? Even better, I'm dropping a video tomorrow. Might drop it today if you guys want. Let me know in the chats if you guys want me to drop the video today. It's on fibs. Basically, it's called Why Traders Still Use Fibonacci. It's a very basic overview of fibs, but it's going to give you a fresh perspective on how to use the Fibonacci retracement. And hopefully it's just going to be able to like really kickstart your perspective. A lot of people overcomplicate trading. And I think that that's the reason why most people, have trouble finding success in the beginning. Eventually you start to simplify it. You start to reduce these complicated things down to these statements of fact. You start to reduce these things down to rules that you can follow. And then trading becomes easier and easier. It's like that cliche, the trend is your friend. Like that's true. It might take you a couple of years to finally figure out to stop trading against the trend, but it's still, knowing that, knowing that upfront could save you a ton of years of losing. Cabbage Kid says, word to mommy. Don't say that. That just sounds weird. It says, drop it today. Everybody says yes. Where can we ask course questions? You can just drop them in the chat if you have a question. NAS 100, nice short at 11,104. Still waiting for it. Waiting for that move. 30 minutes, 45 minutes. YouTube saying today, drop it today. Drop that fire. Yeah, we'll drop it tonight maybe. Aaron Frost says DXY 112.7 sell. I wouldn't say it's a sell. I would say it's going to hit this area and retrace for sure. But I think that the trend is very clearly bullish, and we're going to continue bullish here. All right, we might come down for a double bottom. That's common. That's why I'm not jumping into like Euro USD. That's why I'm not jumping into some of these pairs like too aggressively, because this thing doesn't just move in a straight line, except for down here. This was a straight line, but markets very rarely move in a straight line. So just because we've had this first rejection doesn't mean it's just going to fly from here to the zone. We could have a second pullback for a double bottom or a higher low before we continue. So always remember that markets move in waves. They move in waves of impulses and retracements, impulses and retracements. And then in between those waves, there are smaller and smaller waves. So one more pullback and a push up, and that'll be the same thing on Euro USD. Okay, one more push up and a drop. That could be good. I'm thinking we can get a re-entry here on USD JPY at the 61%. That would be good. Then what else we have today? Existing home sales at 10 a.m. Home sales is good. If we're going to talk about like the importance of a lot of these news events, like usually the existing home sales number is irrelevant. Like economists who aren't in real estate, who don't deal with mortgages or REITs or anything like that, nobody really cares about the existing home sales. But because we're kind of headed into a recession, the amount of people who are putting their homes on the market or the amount of open contracts for homes on the market is an indicator of economic activity. If people don't feel as rich, if people are starting to feel the strain of the recession, you're going to see a lot less people putting contracts open on homes. And so that's kind of what we're waiting for at 10 a.m. Typically, this wouldn't be that relevant, but because I'm trying to gauge if we're closer to a recession or further away, the existing home sales number is a huge indication of economic activity. The forecast is 4.6 million homes under contract in September. And this excludes new construction. The annualized number of residential buildings that were sold during the previous month. Okay, this is the annualized number. So this isn't the number of homes that were sold last month. This is like whatever the number is, and they just multiply it by 12, and they give you like an average of what they think the year is going to look like. It's a really stupid way to do data. honestly. It's a little outdated, but they give you the annualized number. They do that with CPI too. They'll take last month's number and then they'll try to project it out 12 months. I'm like, that's not how it works. Take the CPI for each individual month and average it. All right, so we're getting up to this area on NAS at the 88.6. So this is actually a pretty good area for some scalp entries. This would be a scalp trade. The risk and reward on these trades is not that attractive. If it managed to make it to the extension, that's a 4-to-1 risk and reward, but the entry would be there. Yeah, I'm not going to take the trade. I'll be completely honest, because that's where the TP would be at the 38 fib. And so it's like a 1.2 to 1 R&R. Even though the entry is there and it's still valid, this thing could pull back. That's just not a good R&R for me. So I'm not going to take that trade. What I'd much rather do is if it closes back below the zone, then I can just enter over here, put the stop loss above these highs, and then the take profit's going to be at the extension. So that'll be like a 3-to-1 or a 4-to-1 trade, which would be worth waiting for. So more waiting.
US30 is at the 61.8 right now.
Dude, I'm not going to lie to you. I want to enter this EU short right here. If we close below this 38, what's this, the 4-hour? That's still 3 hours. Damn. Yeah, if the 4-hour candle closes below the 38, I'm taking this short on EU. But you said US 30 is at the 61? Yeah, dude, it could be the 61. It could drop from here. The risk difference is like the 2.5 R&R versus 1.5.
I'm seeing this 10 o'clock news come out and for some reason try to shake out any buyers at 10. So that'll be the new 4-hour candle. I don't like how this 4-hour candle is closing very bullish. So
it is closing very bullish. That's why I'm not like just jumping into these trades today. These things are looking pretty aggressive.
Yep.
Yeah, see? Look at Naz.
Yep. Not messing with it, man.
Yeah, patient.
Today could be the day US30 hits 31,000.
I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna move that out the way real quick. Do not take shorts on indices, just in case you guys didn't catch the inside joke. Indices are extremely bullish right now, and patience is one of your most powerful tools as a trader. All right, because sometimes we'll just be wanting to enter because of, let's say, like a very aggressive closure below the zone, and we'll enter prematurely for these shorts, and then all of a sudden you get this spike. Indices do not behave rationally. They take money from retail. So patience is your superpower to basically protect yourself from these predatory market makers who are trying to pick your pockets every day. Also, guys, if you guys are on this YouTube stream, make sure to drop a like on this stream. Make sure to drop a quick like if you guys are on YouTube. It would mean the world to us. And if you guys have an Instagram and want to post up, make sure to tag us at Chart Addicts. We'll repost everybody that tags us. By the way, big news. I don't even know how I missed this. All right, we're waiting for the markets to set up, waiting for something good. Let's see if we get a massive like pull back to the zone. We can actually go long here at 11,000. But we had 1 million views on YouTube, thanks to you guys. Thanks to everybody who watches the channel, everyone who's watched the podcast for years, everyone who's kept up with these live streams. We appreciate you. We're going to do a massive giveaway. I haven't given it enough thought to figure out what we're going to do for the 1 million giveaway. But yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. So thank you guys. And shit, we hit 1 million. I know, it's pretty exciting to me. So NAS 100, we've broken above the support level, and now we're creating this bullish engulfing. So once this candle closes engulfing, we'll see if we can get a pullback of this candle about 61%. Basically, whatever it ends up, wherever it lands, we'll either get a 38 retracement or we're going to get a 61 retracement, and it'll most likely continue. The market is looking very choppy, but if we just kind of look at the overall formation, bullish, then we have this flag retracement, and now price is starting to kind of shift this momentum and create higher lows. So if we continue to create higher lows, we can have one more push to the upside. So break, retest, continuation. Let's wait for that pullback and closure. DXY is just absolutely flying right now. That's good. I'm not in a GJ trade. I'm putting GJ off to the side for now. And US 30 is still stalling at the 70% fib here. This is where it could come down and see a pullback before we push higher. 6 minutes until the hour candle closes. Yen, still bearish, not expected to move much during the session. Oil prices starting to come back up. In case you guys haven't heard, there's a giant war for oil going on. There's not, I wouldn't say there's a shortage, but OPEC, which is kind of like this conglomerate that controls oil production in the world, a bunch of North African countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, some of those big countries, they've limited oil production to 2 million barrels a day from 2.8 million barrels a day. So less than 800,000 just basically taken off the market every day. When you reduce the supply, prices are going to go up. The only thing is that because the world's going into a recession, people don't need as much oil. So there's kind of like two big themes that are playing in here. The first one is because of the shortage and because of the crisis with Russia and some of these other countries over oil, prices are going to continue to skyrocket. But if we go into a recession, people don't travel as much. Airlines don't need as much oil because moving things around the world is so expensive. People don't move things around as much. And so economic activity slows down, demand for oil slows down, and the prices come back down. So short term, oil bullish, medium term, oil is going to come back down during the recession. Plus, always important to remember that it's an election year for midterm elections. And so they will do whatever they can to bring gas prices down. I wouldn't be surprised if the government continues to dig into the strategic petroleum reserves and pump the market with them so that they can bring the gas prices down so people can vote blue this election. Will it work? Is $3.20 gas enough for people to vote for Biden again? You guys tell me. Tell me if that sounds like a fair trade-off. Gas could be at $4.10. Would you still vote for Biden? Let me know in the comments. As much as I want to wait for this closure on Euro USD, I kind of want to take this entry right now. About 60 pips of risk. These are the choices of a trader, people. These are the choices of a trader. Wait for the 4-hour closure or enter this very attractive trade right now.
That
Yeah,
previous
I'm
4 hour,
getting in.
previous 4 hour closure definitely looks like a solid rejection.
For sure. The thing is, if this candle flips, it could fill this candle to the upside one more time for a higher fib before it drops. So that's kind of the gamble, is like, what if it does this versus if I enter here, what's the difference? This is still a 4-to-1 R&R. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm not going to enter a full position. I'm going to scale into Euro USD.
How big is the stop loss?
Right now, about 67 pips. And realistically, like, it should be above the previous swing for 100. So there's that. So I'd have to say 100. 2.2-to-1 R&R for this trade. That's why I'm going to scale in. That way, if I get a better entry, I can just enter in heavier and take a bit less risk. All right, I'm going in. .9886. So 100 pips, what does it mean? If you're using a 0.01 micro lot size, it means that you're going to be risking $10 to make 200 or to make $24. So $10 risk for $24 gain. If you are using a 0.1, you'll be risking $24, or you'll be risking $100, sorry, for 224, or you'll be risking $1,000 for 2,240. Okay, depending on your lot size. So risk this accordingly. Make sure that you guys are using proper risk on your account if you do choose to take this trade, and make sure that you accept the risk of the trade before you enter, so that you can just let this thing run and be confident in your trade. If you don't accept the risk, the second you come back to the screen and you see a number you don't like, that's where panic mode happens. You don't want to be in panic mode. So only risk what you're comfortable with risking, and that way you can have a much more responsible trading journey. Most trading mistakes happen because of over leverage. Let's be real. Usually nobody is tripping if you're risking a micro lot size, right? You check back. This is also a really fun trick. I don't know if this matters to any of you. Some of you, this might be very helpful. What I used to do is, and I've actually started doing this again, is when I take a trade, I'll also put a micro rider right next to it. So if I enter a standard, for example, I'll put a 0.01, same entry, same trade. That way, whenever I check my screen and I'm always looking at the money and I'm kind of making decisions based on the financials of the situation, what I can do is I can just look at the micro and be like, dude, I'm only 24 pips in profit. I'm only 42 pips in profit. Like, yes, it does look like a lot of money and I should take some off the table, but realistically, it's only 40 pips out of the move. And it's always just a reminder for me. So helpful trick, especially if you guys are trading with lot sizes and you're trying to level up in your lot sizing, you're getting more comfortable with using that level of risk. Have that micro rider with you. And it just kind of keeps things in perspective. All right, you guys know the rules. No retest, no entry. No retest, no entry. Chasing the markets is one of the most dangerous things you can do. And it's, besides over leveraging, it's another area where traders are kind of like lacking. It's FOMO. The market's pushing and it's X amount of points. So everyone's like, oh, well, let me see if I can catch a shorter time frame entry somewhere on the way up. The buying opportunities are here at the lows and then here at the retests for the lows. The higher that price gets in this range, this is take profit territory. A lot of new traders, they tend to think the other way around. Is as the market starts to move, they're like, oh, this is buying territory. Up here is buying territory. Now, up here is selling territory. And down here is buying territory. So if we don't get a pullback, we can't really enter because this is not the buying zone. This is. And if you guys need some proof that this is the selling zone, whenever price gets up to this level, typically you'll see sell-offs. If price is above this level, it'll keep going. But most of the time, when price gets to the zone, you see sell-offs, you see rejections, you see sell-offs. So we project that out. The higher that price gets into the zone, the more likely it is to turn around. And as it turns around, that's where we can catch a re-entry and continue that trend up. No retest, damn. No retest yet. It's still early. Got another about 30 or 45 minutes before we can get a pullback for the trend of the day. So if this thing creates new highs, we can still get one more chance for a pullback before we continue. No retest, no entry, just the way it goes. Once price gets up to this region, I'll be looking for some kind of reversal pattern up here. Reversal patterns could come in any way, shape, or form. If it's a liquidity grab followed by an engulfing, just like here, or it's a double top formation, just like here. We'll look for some sort of reversal formation here in this range, and then we can short it back down. Most likely, we're going to get a push through this range first, and then a closure back inside. Once we get that closure back in, that's where we can find the retest and short. Potential re-entries on UJ if we hold. Are we good? A little bit of a pullback never hurt nobody. A little pullback never hurt nobody. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna move my stop. I'm gonna move my break or my stop loss to break even on the USD JPY trade. If it creates a higher low and keeps going, great. If it comes back and smashes through this zone for a retest somewhere down here, I don't want any part of that. I will not be holding that drawdown. Another reminder that the Fibonacci video will be dropping today if you guys wanted to. We put up a poll earlier in the chat. A lot of folks said that you guys were interested, so we'll drop it today, probably around 5 p.m. So just move my stops to break even on the USD JPY trade. I did pull partials on one of the positions. And if we come through and break kind of like for a double bottom and reject, we confirm the trade, I'll be comfortable entering more positions for a re-entry. So is that with Austin? Now the fibs video is just going to be with just going to be me. We did drop a video with Austin not too long ago where he gave a full masterclass on NFTs. And Dak will be dropping an NFT course here shortly. Not just how to, how to start up a wallet and how to get into NFTs, but really how to vet a project, how to tell if the project is viable, how to, do your due diligence in the community to figure out if they have a valid community or not. So if you guys are interested in taking advantage of this bear market in NFTs and understanding the future of NFTs and where that trend is going, how you can capitalize on the next big bull run, that's going to be the thing for you. So shout out to Austin. We're going to be wrapping up with that pretty soon. Sheesh. This is why patience pays. Thank God there was no shorts taken here. No shorts taken here. Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know. I don't see this pulling back anytime soon. You might just have to let this thing let off some steam. Once the momentum starts to die down, then we can take some positions. There's a short-term selling opportunity right here at the previous highs where we can potentially grab like a small rejection before it continues. But other than that, I think that trading against this momentum is going to be very risky. Whenever the market's forming like this, I typically don't want to be shorting. And so for now, I'm letting the indices go. Same with NASDAQ. Like, I don't think we're going to get like a full pullback. I literally think it's going to respect this zone on the 5-minute and then just continue to push higher and higher. GBP is still forming higher, and then existing home sales should have dropped. 4.71, okay. Not enough for this bullish move, that's for sure. All right. Anyone have questions, comments, concerns? Usually on a trading stream, if I can tell that we're not going to have a trade within the next hour or 2 hours, I'm just going to let you guys know. I'll give you the levels to watch for NAS. I'll give you guys the levels to watch for US 30. But personally, I don't see myself taking a trade on either today. If we didn't take the longs earlier this morning, I feel like that was the real trade. So I'm more comfortable with just letting the market retrace, letting the market form some structure, and then finding a better opportunity. UJs and break even kind of looks aggressive here. We're still forming lower highs. Price could push down a little bit more down to this area for retests. Higher time frame. Yeah, higher time frame kind of looks like the momentum died down on the buyer side, and now we're starting to fill down. If this thing forms one more wick and closes above like where these body of these candles are, that's a clear indication of a continuation here on UJ, and we can just push that. If not, then UJ could potentially come back for one more pullback, and then we can go long from a much better area down here. All right, so those are the trades I'm in. Those are the trades I'm watching. Let me know if you guys have questions on those or anything that you guys want me to go through. Euro USD pulling back hard right now. Pulling back right above this zone. Patience pays there though. GBP's still growing stronger with this prime minister news. Studying old videos, good stuff. Okay, what platform are you taking your trades on? How do you have it on your laptop? This is MetaTrader 5. I have it on my laptop because I downloaded it before the ban. If you don't have access to the App Store, then what you can do is you can go to your broker's page, and your broker should have a way for you to use the desktop version. So if you guys go to regulated or unregulated, they should have a desktop portal for you to take advantage of. GJ climbing. What is going on? So here's the thing about the UJ trade. Like, I'm a big fan of UJ. The Japanese yen crashing out of the sky. The only thing I'm waiting on is the dollar. The dollar right now is pulling back, which is why Euro USD pulling back so hard. But if we have a double bottom here, a double bottom rejection or a higher low, I'm very confident that we're going to get. I'm very confident that we're going to have that we're going to be able to get a continuation of the dollar trend and a continuation of the Euro USD, GBP USD type short situation. So let's see if we get a double bottom here at 112.3. UJ is back at entry. A bit early and it's a bit risky for this trade only because the dollar still hasn't formed a floor. But I don't know. I really want to take this USD JPY re-entry. We're getting some minor rejections here. All right, here's how I'm going to do it. If the 30-minute candlestick, which is basically closes in 15 minutes, if the 30-minute candlestick closes above the 61 fib, I'm going to enter this trade again for UJ. If it closes below, or if it closes below the body of these candles, it means it still has a little bit of room to go. And in that case, we'll just kind of let it retrace some more. So I'm going to wait for that closure. Patience is key again. Entering too early is how you get burned. So I'm just going to give this a second, see if we form that higher floor. Wall Street Journal, fuck. All right. So that's my take for today, guys. New York session. Honestly, that's the overall play. If you guys understand the dollar, you guys can understand the Euro USD sell and the USD JPY buy. Right now, price is kind of forming this inverted head and shoulders. Price just came back to retest that level again. And so as long as price holds this support, we can have a push to the upside. And so that's why I'm still bearish on Euro USD. That's why I'm still long on UJ. And as long as we hold that, the trade is valid. Got it? The next area of interest for me on NASDAQ is 11,460. And so unless we get a nice pullback for longs, I don't see myself trading this today. If you guys get a pullback down to 11,070, you can take buys on NASDAQ. If it comes back down to 11,070, forms a higher floor, that's going to be your re-entry, and you can take it all the way up to 11,450. And Euro USD, we might have been a bit early on this trade. This thing could pull up to the 78%, but once we get up here, we'll see if we have a rejection. If price starts to close above the 78 fib and it forms support here, then I'm going to exit this trade. I'm going to wait for it to hit a higher level of supply, and then we can take the swing trade from there. Very important thing to remember, when you're swing trading, sometimes the market's going to make smaller time frame opportunities available. We'll take them, and the market's just not ready. But by the time that you hit the actual swing trade, the risk and reward on that trade is going to make up for all the losers. So it's important to realize that there's a difference between day trading and swing trading. And when you're swing trading, you have to be a lot more patient about the opportunities because you might not get it on the first try. But as long as you look for the next best opportunity, you'll always make the money back. All right. GBP is bullish off that news. This is kind of moment of truth here. All right, take it easy, YouTube. Make sure you guys drop a quick subscribe and a like while you guys are on this call. There's about 100 something people on this. You guys could all drop a like on the way out. It would mean a lot to us. We appreciate you stopping by today. I'll see you next Thursday on the next stream. Even if you didn't make money today, hopefully you at least learned something or you took something away that you can use for your own trading. We do this every single Thursday, 9 a.m. market open for New York. So we'll see you next week. And keep an eye out for all the great content we're putting out. Fibonacci video drops tonight. Very excited for you guys to see that. Take it easy. Peace.